Okay, so I got the jumper bound to the receiver on the A800, and if you want to see how that's done, watch the end of the video. I'll go through the process of how that does. Just want to see how this flies. Now that I have 40% expo on the elevator now, should fly better. Yeah, the elevator is a lot more tame. I should add expo to the ailerons too. The wind is kind of gusting around right now. Currently a little bit on the calm side. It was blowing pretty good 5 minutes ago. Storm coming in. I think it's gonna be raining later today. All right, I'm gonna try the high rates now. Oh yeah, it's got way more authority. The elevator is almost too calm. I think I might have to reduce the expo from 40% down to maybe 30%. And I don't know if this switch here will work for the 3D mode. I'll give it a try. See what happens here. Okay, so that switch on channel 6 seems to be throttle hold or something like that, because it killed the motor. So I'm not sure what channel the 3D mode's actually on. So I have it nicely bound to my jumper, but it looks like it's only going to work on 6G mode. Maybe it might be in one of the other channels, I'm not sure. Gyros are still working. Throttle. So let me try that again. We flip that. Yeah, that's a throttle cut on channel 6. Interesting. It's not like I was planning on doing a lot of tricks with this thing, but I was hoping that that was going to be on channel 6. It might be on channel 7 or 8. And now the wind's starting to pick up. Yeah, I definitely like flying this better with my jumper instead of the toy transmitter this came with. I feel like I have more control with these gimbals, obviously hobby grade gimbals. Actually, these are Hall effect gimbals. It's downwind going that way, away from me. And then upwind right here. Ought to slow down pretty good. Yep. I'm gonna cut the throttle right there, just glide it right on by here. Pretty nice. Yeah, it's pretty fast going downwind though. You can see there. I'll turn it back into the wind. Oh, and then it almost stalled. Too much rudder. Yeah, and the high rates, don't put too much rudder and aileron together. If you go full stick over, it's gonna stall, wingtip stall, but I was able to recover. All right, just I'm just gliding here. No throttle. See how this does. Obviously going downwind, coming down much faster, and then back upwind. And that was all the way down, no throttle. Let's bring it back up. Wait to the very last second there. Yeah, this thing is just a lot of fun. Oh, the wind's shifting on me here. It's coming off from that direction.
throttle off. Let's take it up a little higher and then cut the throttle here. That's hands off practically right there. Let me just show you that again. I'll just put the transmitter into the view of the head cam. It just flies itself. I'm gonna take it up real high here. So we can get into the wind. All right, this is totally hands off here, folks. I'm not doing anything. Just cut the throttle, let it glide. Very stable. Anyway, just a little short demo of this flying with the jumper. It works. I don't know how to get the 3D mode to work, so I might try some other channels. Maybe do that some other time, but honestly, just flying it in the 6G mode is perfectly fine for me. I don't need to be doing tricks with this one. This is just for relaxation flying anyway. And with the 450 in here, I could probably fly this for like 30 minutes, I think. When I took the last battery home, I think I floated for like 20 minutes. It still had more than half the battery left, so yeah, you could fly a long time on a 450 2S. So if you guys are looking for alternative batteries, check out the first video. I think I put that battery link in there. But at the end of this video, I'll talk about how to set this up on the jumper. It's pretty easy. Just took me a little while to find that correct model. Anyway, bring this in for a landing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay, just a quick video here on the XK A800 and binding this to a different transmitter now. I absolutely love this glider. It flies great, but I don't like the toy gimbals on the stock transmitter, the one that comes there. It comes ready to fly like this. Very inexpensive package. I think it's like $55 on promotion right now. But I didn't feel like I had as good control with these toy grade gimbals, so I wanted to bind this up to my Jumper T12. I just want to show you how I did that. It was a bunch of trial and error, really. I had to do a little research, but let me just show you first what happens when you plug in the battery. So first off, I already have this bound up to my jumper, so I'm going to have to turn off that radio. And then we'll plug this in. And you should see a flashing red light back there. It's not really coming out too well on the camera, but there's a flashing red light that you can see back there. It means it's in bind mode. And it's ready to bind. So when you go to your radio, okay, so I'm actually turning on my radio now, and I actually have this model already selected, and it's already bound. Really, the only thing you have to do to bind is after you set up the model is go into the model here, and you're going to select this thing here under bind, under this the T12 running OpenTX, and the
protocol you want to select here is the KN protocol, and the subtype is WL Toys. And then of course you want to do the bind. So once you plug in the battery, you have the red flashing light, and then you set up the model here and then select bind. It'll bind, then you should get a solid red light, and it's probably not going to come out on the camera. Yeah, it's too hard to see, but there is a solid red light in there. And now I can show you that I do have control, all the control surfaces, including the throttle, and the gyros and everything work just like they normally do. Now, when you do set this up, you'll have to know a little bit how to set up OpenTX. Obviously, if you get the Jumper T12, it'll come with the multi-protocol module like this. It'll also work if you have just like a regular multi-protocol module like the one from iRange X or this one, and you have it in a Tyrannus like the QX7 or the X90 Plus. This should be also the same as well. And also if you get the miniature version of this for the X-Lite, this should also be the same, all on OpenTX. You're going to want to set up your, the screen is so bright, under inputs here. I set up 2 switches on channels 5 and 6, and 5 on channel 5 is, I have this switch over here. That's the setup for rates. And on channel 6 I have it on this switch over here. I think that's for the 6G 3D mode. I haven't actually tested that out. Not 100% sure on that. But definitely the channel 5 is definitely for the rates. So you have to set that up under inputs and also under the mixer. And then you're going to make sure, you're going to have to check your control surfaces. I believe on here under outputs I had to reverse elevator, rudder, and aileron. So all those were reversed, and throttle was okay. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So one of the benefits of, well, actually a couple of benefits of going to the transmitter here is that you have better stick resolution on these hobby grade gimbals, and then you can also under I think under inputs here you can add expo. So I wanted to add expo to the elevator because it was very sensitive on the toy grade controller. You probably thought of that in the demo video. So I added a 40% expo on the elevator. That I think is going to help a lot when I go and fly this. But it seems like everything is working. Now, if you're using Deviation TX, like here on the T8SG, so let me show you where that's going to be. Okay, so under Deviation TX, I think you're going to go to Model Setup here, and then you're going to go down, yeah, to here. You're going to select KN, I think. Go here, and then under here you're going to select WL Toys as a form. I think the other ones, yeah, there's a couple other different formats here. So the one you want to select is WL Toys, and that seems to be the one that works. So if you're under Deviation TX or the T8SG, you want to select the KN protocol and the WL Toys sub-protocol. So apparently, after doing some research, I found out that the company XK is actually the same company as WL Toys, and is actually probably like the higher end stuff from WL Toys. So apparently this one, because it's brushed, it's using the WL Toys receivers instead of the XK receivers. I know a lot of the other XK products use the Futaba receivers, and I guess that's considered higher end. So I know the XK planes that have the brushless motors on 2S have the Futaba protocol. This one isn't that. It's using one of the WL Toys protocols. That's why I was able to find this one. So anyway, hope this helps you guys out, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.